This is a very intense and graphic topic, so please be aware that the description involves severe injuries and death. Assume a typical modern nuclear bomb, say, 300 kilotons, roughly the size of some strategic warheads, detonated at about a mile, 1.6 kilometers, from a person standing outside, with no shielding. Initial flash, the thermal pulse. Time frame, less than a second after detonation. The bomb explodes in a blinding white-blue flash brighter than the sun. Within milliseconds, a thermal radiation pulse expands outward at the speed of light. At 1 mile, this pulse is intense enough to instantly cause third-degree burns to exposed skin. The person would see a sudden flash and might try to react, but it's too late. Their retinas would be severely damaged, potentially leading to instant or permanent blindness, called flash blindness. Their clothing would likely catch fire or melt onto the skin if synthetic. Hair would ignite almost instantly. Shockwave and blast wind. Time frame, about 3 to 5 seconds after detonation. A massive shockwave follows the light, traveling at hundreds of miles per hour. It compresses the air into a powerful, crushing wall. The person would be violently thrown backward, possibly hundreds of feet, or smashed into nearby structures. The overpressure at 1 mile can exceed 5 to 10 psi, enough to collapse lungs, rupture eardrums, and crush internal organs. Flying debris, glass shards, rocks, metal fragments, traveling at lethal speeds would shred the body, causing multiple penetrating wounds. Immediate heat and fires. Time frame, seconds to minutes after. The thermal pulse ignites fires everywhere. Cars, trees, buildings, turning the surroundings into a raging inferno. Even if the person somehow survived the initial blast and burns, they'd be engulfed in superheated air and flames. Breathing in this air would sear the lungs, leading to rapid suffocation or fatal burns to respiratory tissues. Radiation exposure. Time frame, first minutes to first hour. Initial nuclear radiation, gamma rays and neutrons, is emitted immediately, but at 1 mile, this dose is usually overshadowed by thermal and blast injuries. Still, extremely high radiation doses can cause acute radiation syndrome, ARS, within minutes to hours. If somehow alive, they might experience nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and severe internal organ damage from cellular destruction. Fallout and secondary effects. Time frame, minutes to hours after. As the mushroom cloud rises, radioactive debris, fallout, begins to rain down. If exposed without shelter, the person would receive lethal doses of radiation, leading to intense burns, massive cell death, and eventual organ failure over hours to days, if they were somehow still alive. Final outcome. In reality, at 1 mile, the combination of thermal burns, the blast wave, and radiation would almost certainly cause immediate or near-immediate death.